Tiffany Trump has kept out of the spotlight since her wedding last fall, but she made a splash in Italy over the 4th of July weekend while reuniting with her socialite friends in Florence. Former President Donald Trump's youngest daughter, 29, and her new husband, Michael Boulos, 25, traveled to Europe to attend the wedding of former rich kid of Instagram Karen Shibboleth and British film exec Rory Japp on July 3. Tiffany was joined by many of her longtime friends, including Peter Brandt Jr., who shared videos of her on his Instagram stories, a throwback to their Snap Pack days in 2016. As the former first daughter continues her Italian getaway, Female has lifted the lid on who's who in her inner circle, from art heiress Gaia Matisse to her big sister, Ivanka Trump.
Number 1.
Karen Shibboleth. Karen Shibboleth, 30, is the daughter of international lawyer and investor Amnon Shibboleth and Lynn Krominga, the former head general counsel for Revlon. Like most of Tiffany's socialite pals, the former rich kid of Instagram grew up in New York City and went to private schools. She stayed in the city for college and attended Columbia University, while Tiffany graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, her father's alma mater. Karen followed in her own father's footsteps when she attended graduate school at King's College in London to study international law. In 2017, she made headlines for suing United for $150,000 in punitive damages after allegedly being forced out of her $3,000 business class seat without explanation. Karen was introduced to her husband, Rory Japp, 33, by London-based DJ Ellie Baker-Harbour. They first wed in 2021 after the pandemic forced them to postpone their Italian wedding. On July 3, the couple threw a lavish second ceremony at Villa di Maiano, a 15th-century estate overlooking the city of Florence. Tiffany and her husband, Michael, were among the 125 guests, which included socialites Peter Brandt Jr., Gaia Matisse, and Mackenzie Moonphelan. Karen was in her 20s when she and her socialite friends, including Tiffany, were famously branded the Snap Pack and the rich kids of Instagram in the app's early days. She reflected on the nicknames in a new interview with People about her one-of-a-kind wedding. "That was ridiculous," she said. "It was just something that a stranger came up with after we posted pics of ourselves at dinners or clubs as kids, and I managed to minimize my exposure on it until the tabloids reported on my settlement with United Airlines." Karen also shared that she is writing a Gossip Girl-esque memoir about her experience attending Manhattan private schools and later working with disgraced art dealer Inigo Philbrick, who was jailed for wire fraud last year. Her maid of honor, British reality star Victoria Baker-Harbour, shares a 2-year-old daughter, Gaia Grace, with the fraudster. Karen was among the guests at Tiffany's wedding to Michael, which was held at the Trump family's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, in November.
Number 2.
Victoria Baker-Harbour. Victoria Baker-Harbour, 34, shot to fame while starring in the British reality series Made in Chelsea, but there is little known about her wealthy family. She is the daughter of English commercial lawyer and former Olympic sailor Michael Baker-Harbour and his Australian property developer wife, Anna.
Victoria, who was born and raised in Chelsea, an affluent area of London, made a rare mention of her mother during an interview with the Amber and Smoke blog.
"She has always had a habit of making sure the house is full of flowers, and there are constant scented candles lit all around," she said of her mom's perfume preferences.
"Foul and unpleasant odors are not permitted."
She even spritzes the pets with her favorite room spray. Victoria's father passed away in June 2022, and she has 4 siblings, Christina, Susie, Ellie, and Sam, according to his death announcement in the Times. She studied at the London College of Fashion at the University of the Arts and also attended Regent's University in London, one of the few private universities in the United Kingdom. In 2011, Victoria made her debut on the 2nd season of Made in Chelsea, the UK's version of The Hills. She was known for her biting remarks and friendship with Mark Francis Vandelli, but she left the show in 2020. She also has her own swimwear brand, Elengete, which she said was inspired by Chanel. However, the brand's official Instagram page hasn't had a post since 2018. Victoria has most recently made headlines for her relationship with convicted fraudster Inigo Philbrick, who is the father of her 2-year-old daughter, Gaia Grace. In May 2022, the former art dealer received a 7-year prison sentence for wire fraud and was ordered to pay $86.7 million in restitution after selling the same valuable masterpieces several times over to different investors. Victoria is raising her daughter as a single mom while her ex is in jail, but that hasn't stopped her from enjoying her jet-set lifestyle. It's unclear when she became friends with Tiffany, but they likely met through their mutual pal Karen Shibboleth. Victoria, who served as Karen's maid of honor at her wedding, shared a few photos of herself playfully posing with Tiffany on the night of their friend's rehearsal dinner.
"Move over Barbie," she captioned one snapshot. Number 3. Gaia Jacques Matisse.
As the great-great-granddaughter of French painter Henri Matisse, Gaia Jacques Matisse may have the most famous surname out of all of Tiffany's socialite friends.
She's also the step-great-granddaughter of artist Marcel Duchamp.
The 30-year-old was born in Neuilly-sur-Seine, just west of Paris, to artists Alain Jacques and Sophie Matisse. "I feel so lucky to have been raised by artist parents who were so open-minded," she told ArtNet News in 2019. "I was never pushed into doing something I didn't like, and had the freedom to explore whatever I wanted."
Gaia grew up in New York City and attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School, a small public school on the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
She was 15 when her father died of esophageal cancer, and she channeled her grief into Elizabeth Kemp's method acting class, according to a 2016 interview with W Magazine. Mickey Rourke was the one who introduced the aspiring actress to Kemp, who worked with Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, and Hugh Jackman before she died in 2017. Gaia attended college at the University of California, Santa Barbara before transferring to New York University's Gallatin School of Individualized Study. She has a handful of credits on her IMDb page, with the most recent being her appearance in the 2016 film Forgetting Sandy Glass. She also has her own accessories line, Aya, that she launched in 2018. As a former rich kid of Instagram, she has spent plenty of time with Tiffany over the years and was invited to the former first daughter's wedding last fall. They most recently reunited at their mutual pal Karen Shibboleth's nuptials in Italy.
Number 4. Mackenzie Moon Phelan.
Mackenzie Moon Phelan is the daughter of art collectors John and Amy Phelan and is an artist herself. She was born and raised in New York City, but she also spent time at her family's homes in Aspen, Palm Beach, and London. "Growing up around some of the best examples of contemporary art is an incredible education," she told The Extravagant in 2019. "Not only do I get to learn about new artists, but I am able to study the depth behind the individual behind the work, and learn about the material process of an artist. It also really helped me embrace my individuality as a person, leaving me unafraid to push boundaries with the way I dressed, or wore my makeup," she added. "Growing up around art the way I did also inspired me to let go of any fear of being experimental." Mackenzie graduated from the Oliverian School, a boarding school in New Hampshire, and later attended the Savannah College of Art and Design. She also studied special effects makeup in Los Angeles before moving back to New York.
The socialite identifies as pansexual and is a philanthropist like her parents, according to her Cultsab bio.
Tiffany spent the 4th of July weekend palling around with Mackenzie in Florence, Italy, while they attended their friend Karen Shibboleth's wedding.
Number 5. Ivanka Trump. Tiffany's big sister, Ivanka Trump, has paved the way for her as a socialite, model, businesswoman, and White House senior advisor.
Their father had been married to Ivanka's mother, Ivana Trump, for over a decade and shared 3 young children with her when he started his highly publicized affair with Tiffany's mother, Marla Maples, in 1989. Fresh off his divorce from Ivana, he tied the knot with Marla in 1993, the same year Tiffany was born. They separated just 4 years later, and their divorce was finalized in 1999. Donald went on to marry his third wife and future First Lady, Melania Trump, née Naus, in 2005. They welcomed their son, Barron, the following year. Tiffany spent her early years with her older half-siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, but she was raised by her mother in Southern California after her parents divorced. Ivanka had a private school education, attending Chapin School in Manhattan before transferring to Choate Rosemary Hall, an elite boarding school in Wallingford, Connecticut. As a teenager, she modeled in her free time and was featured on the cover of 17 magazine in May 1997. Ivanka graduated from Choate in 2000 and attended Georgetown University for 2 years before transferring to the University of Pennsylvania, where she graduated from the Wharton School with a bachelor's degree in economics. She was raised Christian, but she converted to Judaism to marry her husband, Jared Kushner, in 2009. They have 3 children, Arabella, Joseph, Theodore, and are raising them in the same faith. As a businesswoman, she served as the executive vice president of the Trump Organization and appeared on her father's reality show, The Apprentice. Ivanka also had her own eponymous fashion, jewelry, and accessories lines that are now defunct. She gave up her life in New York City and moved to Washington, D.C. to serve as an unpaid White House senior advisor in the Trump administration. After her father left office in January 2021, she moved to Miami, Florida, with her family, where she has largely stayed out of the public eye. Tiffany followed in her sister's footsteps and relocated to the Sunshine State with her now husband, Michael, after graduating from law school at Georgetown University in 2020. Ivanka officially quit politics last November, saying she would not be a part of her father's re-election campaign, but it's unclear if her younger sister plans on stumping for dad. The mother-of-three doesn't appear to be in any rush to get back to work and has spent the past year traveling the globe. Despite growing up on opposite coasts, the sisters are believed to be close. Ivanka served as the matron of honor at Tiffany's wedding in November, and Tiffany recently attended the bat mitzvah Ivanka threw for her 11-year-old daughter, Arabella.